Hey everybody, Mark here. Continuing the conversation with Ray Tan. He actually asked some really good questions for me to share some insights on judo and wrestling and something on like their concepts of sparring, because the whole conversation started over is like Chi Sao sparring or is it a drill? And that's up for debate. So his question was, would you like to share your thoughts on judo sparring too? Judo also starts from and ends with grappling, or wrestling for that matter. So how can judokas or wrestlers be able to get to the positions, whereas Wing Chunners can't? Okay, first off, judo, starts with grappling, but it finishes with a throw, a pin, or submission. It doesn't finish with more grappling. It has an end point, okay? Same thing with wrestling. Wrestling, you start on your feet, you hand fight a little bit for position for your takedown, or you take your shot, and you get to you're trying to get to the pin, takedown to the pin. So there's a clear intention there. When we look at a lot of Wing Chun, it usually, with Chi Sao, it kind of devolves into this like slappy mess where you got two guys rolling hands, got you, or like as soon as I hit you, hit me back, right? Hit me back. There's an exchange there. There shouldn't be an exchange. It should be, when we Chi Sao, it's more of an exercise to control posture and position. So I'm more worried about what his feet are doing than what his hands are doing. Because if I have control of his feet, his hands can't do anything. I don't think Chi Sao is a spar because you're starting at this position and it relies on too much cooperation. But if we're rolling and they're on maybe, or we're rolling here and I decide, okay, I'm shooting for a takedown. It's too cooperative of a gameplay. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, since that was called out, it doesn't start on the floor. If Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu said, okay, we're going to train, but we're always going to train like this, here on your knees. We're always going to start here in this position. How well do you think any of us would be able to get to this? How well would any of us be to get to this position? I don't think we would be very good at it at all. So with Jiu-Jitsu, the starting point is here, face to face. Okay, it's not here. Okay, and I know people are going to say, oh, we have Gor Sao, Lat Sao, those kind of things. But again, it's two guys playing the same exact game. So if me and Duran are Wing Chun guys, we set up here, right? We set up here, we say go. We're both trying to close the gap. Okay, very cooperative. But I'm playing Wing Chun, dance, run away. I come in, this is what we look like when we spar. It's because there's no footwork to close the gap. So you have to use your feet to get to position. The reason why everybody else can get to their positions and we can't is because everybody's in love with Chi Sao. And they're not in love with the application of the art. Chi Sao is the drill. Just like if I've wrestled and I say, okay, this is the entirety of wrestling. This is sparring. If I say this is sparring, wrestlers will look at me like I'm crazy. Okay? So if you want to get better at closing the gap, you have to learn a little bit of something about what you're trying to apply your art to. You can't try to square peg, round hole, Wing Chun into everything without knowing a little bit about what you're trying to apply to. That's the best piece of advice I could probably give, but I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Thanks everybody.